Okay, guys, the postseason for baseball is coming up. The NL Central, the game that won the NL Central, it was either Cardinals, Cubs, or Brewers, Rockies. The Cardinals ended up winning it. So yeah, I will be making my predictions for the postseason. First up, we got the American League wildcard game. We have the Oakland Athletics and the Tampa Bay Rays. This one is in Oakland. I was going to pick Oakland because of Tampa Bay's bullpen, but I just can't buy Oakland's starting rotation, and that their starting rotation isn't very good. And I think the Tampa Bay Rays are going to get this win here. I think the Rays move on to play Houston, and I think the Tampa Bay Rays will beat the Oakland Athletics by a final of 5-3 and move on. Moving on, we have the Milwaukee Brewers and the Washington Nationals. This game's in D.C. The Nationals do not have Bryce Harper, but they do have other guys. Max Scherzer starting this game. You got Anthony Rendon. You've got a really good Nationals team. Davey Martinez should get all the credit in the world right now. He should win the Manager of the Year by far. Then you got the Brewers, who went on a huge run. Yelich went out with an injury. Then the Brewers just went on this amazing run to get to the NL Central, but not win it. So yeah, I think the Nationals will end up winning this one here. As much as I love the Brewers' surprise story, I think it comes short against a good pitcher in Scherzer. I think the Nationals win and move on to the NLDS. And then moving on, we got the massacre of the division series. We have the New York Yankees and the Minnesota Twins. Give me the Yankees here. The Minnesota Twins always freaking lose to the Yankees in the postseason. So yeah, this is easy for me. Give me the Yankees. Playoffs, they always beat the Twins. The Twins always get blown out by the Yankees. Now moving on, we have the Tampa Bay Rays and the Houston Astros. Houston has the best record in the league, but I'm going with the upset, and it's going to be a sweep. The Houston Astros are a disaster waiting to happen in the playoffs. They're like the 2018-2019 Tampa Bay Lightning. And I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, and I'm saying that. Overhyped all regular season, and then they enter the playoffs and get smacked as the favorites and get smacked in the first round. That's exactly what I think is going to happen to Houston. And I think it's going to be a sweep for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I think they're going to move on to the American League Championship Series to play the New York Yankees. And yeah, you'll see where I'm going with this. Moving on, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Washington Nationals. This one, LA has the best record in the NL. Welp, honestly, guys, I think both top seeds go out in the division series. Aries. The Los Angeles Dodgers are the epitome of playoff chokers. There's 2 straight World Series losses. How many straight division titles have they won and they can't get 1 ring out of it? Yeah, that's pathetic. The LA Dodgers are the epitome of playoff chokers. They are the Tampa Bay Lightning of the MLB, except the Dodgers can actually win a playoff game. So yeah. But give me the Washington Nationals to move on. Now, yes, the Washington Nationals have not gone out of the division series. But I think this is their year to get out of the division series. And I think the Washington Nationals are going to end up in the National League Championship Series. And then we got the best division series of the postseason. I think this is going to be the best series of the playoffs, honestly. We have the Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals. Atlanta has home field advantage. Well, we all know the story. The St. Louis Cardinals are struggling in the first half, and then they went on a huge run in the second half to win the NL Central. The Atlanta Braves have been a really good team this year. I think this is going to be an amazing series. But here's why. But here's where I go with this pick. Atlanta's bullpen is terrible. The Braves' bullpen has imploded a lot of times this year, and I think it's going to kill them in the playoffs. I originally had the Atlanta Braves in the playoffs. Not in the playoffs, in the World Series. But the more that I think about it, I think the St. Louis Cardinals can have what it takes to beat the Atlanta Braves. I got the series going a whole 5 games, but I have the St. Louis Cardinals coming out of it, and I have the St. Louis Cardinals winning in 5 games over the Atlanta Braves. And then moving on, we have the American League Championship Series. It's between the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. This is at New York. Yeah, New York easily. The problem with Tampa Bay is their bullpen is terrible. Why have them beating Houston? That's because Houston is a disaster waiting to happen in the postseason. And I think the Tampa Bay Rays take advantage of Houston choking and then get blown out by the Yankees. And then they'll play the winner, and then the New York Yankees will play the winner of the NLCS between the Washington Nationals and the St. Louis Cardinals. Honestly, I think Washington's run comes to an end. I think the St. Louis Cardinals will win the National League and go to the World Series. I'm liking their momentum. Jack Flaherty is on another level right now in terms of pitching. He's had a great second half. Flaherty's 100% the race, but he had to pitch tonight. I think they're going to rest him up for game one of the NLDS. But I think St. Louis is going to end up in the World Series against the New York Yankees, in which I think they will fall to the New York Yankees, honestly. I think St. Louis's run comes to an end in the World Series. They will give New York a good fight, but the problem is the Yankees are just too much. And I think the New York Yankees are going to end up winning the World Series in 6 games over the St. Louis Cardinals, and they get number 28. And I hate to say it, but I think the Yankees win the World Series. This team's too loaded to not win. They're way better than the Astros. The Astros are the most overrated team in the MLB. Beside the Dodgers, it is the Astros because look at MLB's Instagram. They've overhyped the Astros all season. Everyone's overhyped the Astros. Like, believe me, the Astros are overhyped. They're a disaster waiting to happen, and I think New York doesn't get talked about all that much. Outside of Cole and Verlander, there's literally nobody that you can fear on Houston's pitching staff. It's that overrated, honestly. It's like, Zach Greinke's not a good playoff pitcher. The other guys are not good in the playoffs at all. Verlander and Cole are the only good playoff pitchers. Cole had a mediocre playoff last year, but I think he does better. But I think the Tampa Bay Rays expose why the Houston Astros choke. But back to the New York Yankees, I think they're too loaded. This team is too much. I don't see them losing that much in the playoffs. The only 2 games I see them losing is in the World Series with St. Louis in my picks. But the problem is, I'm a believer either in what the New York Yankees are doing this year, and I think the Yankees win it all. And I hate the New York Yankees, may I remind you. I'm hoping that's the Tampa Bay Rays and the St. Louis Cardinals, but because of my luck, it's not going to happen. St. Louis might make it, but Tampa Bay, no, because of that bullpen. Anyway, that's